One thing that I like to think about is what what goes into a good day, or what goes into making up any day. And um, I think if you've listened to any of my talks, you know I like to take an inventory of different things in my experience. And I recommend taking an inventory of your day several times, because you can learn so much as you look back and see what went into a day that you feel was a good day, and see what went into days that didn't feel like a good day. And so there's a couple different ways you can do this. One thing you can do is you can just, at the end of your day, or the next morning, you can just write down what you did. And that's one thing. That's one practice that I'll do from time to time is, in the morning, I'll just think about the previous day, and I'll write down, like, oh, okay, I met with these people, and maybe I cooked this, or I went to a movie, or and it's really just an accounting of what I did. And but I think there are other ways of doing it where you can actually learn a little bit more. So I like to, from time to time, just do spot checks on a couple of days of, what did I like about today, or what do I feel went well, and what did I not like, which is equally important. And I like to take a very honest inventory of how I was spending my time, and what I was thinking about. What was I intending to do, if I was intending to do anything, or was I just going through the day and letting it unfold? There's days where I spend the majority of the time in my head complaining, and I'm not saying that to bash myself or to bash complaining, but I want to know what's the lay of the land, what's the landscape of my life that I have at my disposal to work with. So if I'm spending a large proportion of my time thinking about complaints, that's going to give me a certain experience. How much of my time am I having fun? How much of my time am I engaged in my work? Or how much of my time am I struggling with my work? What's going easily? What's really challenging? Did I get into a bunch of arguments? I mean, we all have great days, and we all have days that are a struggle. I mean, I had a day recently where I got into a disagreement with somebody, and that mood really clouded my day. It was very hard for me to let go of that. I was just sort of ruminating over it. So these are things that I want to know, because over time, if you look at a half dozen or a dozen days, and you say, oh wow, I spent all this time on social media, or I was frustrated, then you start to realize, okay, this is what you're building into your day. And at the end of it, I leave going, you know what, I may want to make a different choice here. I can also see all these things that go into making a great day. And then I can start to intentionally go for those things. I know for a fact that if I go for a walk, I'm typically going to have a better day. It's something that I enjoy. It frees up my body. So I know all these different things. For me, meditation isn't something that I choose. I just do it, and it's always something that I endure. I endure. It's always something that I adore. And if I spend time listening to music, I have a great day. If if I cook a great meal, if I connect with a great friend. So these are all things that now I have on my menu of putting together a great day. I want to come back to the complaining and arguing a little bit, because like I was saying, I'm not judging these things. You know, you may decide like, I don't want to complain anymore, or I don't want to argue anymore. And that's a great sentiment. However, I find it useful to notice, okay, I'm going to keep a log about everything that I'm complaining about and see, are there any trends, or, you know, is there something that this is something that I have a problem with the world about? Because that may be a point of healing for me, or it may be a place for me to start a quest. You know, if I really feel like this is an issue or something that I feel passionate about, maybe I can move from complaining to actually trying to move on something. Or if I'm arguing a lot, maybe it's time to repair some relationships. I've definitely gone through periods where I just felt like, wow, I'm just arguing with everyone. And I walked away realizing that, first of all, I was just being way too argumentative. Like it was starting to become quite a habit. And the other thing was, you know, I wasn't healing those relationships. So I find that at times I actually learn more from the sort of below the line experiences. Another way that I like to do this, I can't remember where I learned this. I think I learned it in this book called Designing Your Life, which is a great book, by the way. They had you do sort of an inventory of a couple of days, just based on what things give you energy and what things sort of deplete energy. And they advised, you know, build more of those activities into your day that really give you energy. And this is a big point that comes up for me in coaching, is I find that almost everyone I work with, when they identify the places in their life, the things that really light them up and give them energy, almost everyone has more opportunities to do those things in their current job than they are aware of. So even if you don't change your job, don't change your career, usually there are just many more opportunities to do the things that you like, the things that are engaging and really bring you energy. So I really recommend, you know, take an inventory and do it over quite a few days. Like, it doesn't have to be comprehensive every day. Just jot down a few thoughts, like, okay, today I did these few things. I was in this mood, and my thinking was like this. And after a while, you can start to see trends. And I had an interesting experience recently. I do tend to keep a log of, you know, kind of the key things that I did on every day. And it's been fun. You know, I can look back 6 months ago and go, oh, okay, on this day, this is what I did. You know, I don't always remember, even though I wrote it down. It depends how much detail you put. But the other day I was logging the previous day, you know, first thing in the morning. And then it occurred to me, like, oh, today I'm creating my day. And so what do I want to create ahead of time, so that when I'm logging this tomorrow, I'll have logged a great day. So that's one way that I think about planning my day also, is just thinking like, okay, what's some really cool stuff that I can put in here and really enjoy myself. Yeah, so that's it. I recommend that you give it a shot, taking an inventory of your day and see what insights you can surface.